Hey, what's up, everyone? I'm Jack with Sioux Falls Dent Repair. Just going to kind of walk you through a little bit of some of the tools we ended up purchasing at the 2020 Orlando Mobile Tech Expo here. This was a little over a week ago. Sorry, I've been kind of delaying on the video here just to kind of give you an update on what we purchased. But we're going to go ahead and kind of walk you through what we ended up getting and kind of show you some of the new things that are brand new to the industry. So, first off, we're just going to kind of walk through probably one of the biggest things that we were most excited about was probably the new glue gun. Now, we already have multiple Elimadent glue guns, but this is the new Trifecta glue gun available from Anson PDR. This one actually has an adapter on the bottom here that it standardly takes a Ryobi battery, but this glue gun will actually accept not only that, but Makita, Dewalt, obviously, let me think, Milwaukee, Bosch, which is an unheard of battery in the PDR industry. Most guys don't use, at least to my understanding, use Bosch, but it ends up opening up another avenue of batteries that you can use, and that's going to help out a lot of technicians. Another really big thing that was released and brand new this year, I didn't even get to see one of these in this color anyways prior to the show, but this is the new Wedge Light from Edgy Tools and wedgelight.com. So what this is we actually installed this between the upper part of the door frame when we're working on door panel or door dents and whatnot. And what that means is you actually stick this down in here. And so we roll the window down to gain access to push out door dents and stuff. What we do is actually stick this down in between, turn this light on, and it lights up the whole interior panel or inside of the door frame. So we're not having to stick a flashlight down in there or anything like that. This makes it real convenient for us to be able to see things. Plus you can, even guys talked about using it as a trim clip tool. Plus it's got a light on it. So it's just kind of a 2-for-1 kind of flashlight trim tool and whatnot. A couple other things that we ended up getting was a pack of Anson provided us with a kit of glue tabs and whatnot. So it's got quite a bit of selection here as far as all different shapes and sizes, all the way from the small ones here that they've got, all the way up to some of their kind of bigger ones here. Threw in a couple stickers here, a Knockdown as you can see, and even some of their glues. So we're kind of really curious to see about trying out some of the new glues and stuff. This is the tequila ice cold temperature. And actually, if you ended up buying a glue gun with an adapter to any type of battery that you needed, they actually hooked you up with 2 big kits of glue. So each one of these kits I think is about $22 a set. So $40 to $44 in free stuff just for buying the glue gun. That's fantastic. Some of the other things that we ended up getting hooked up with, Daniel Grom was walking around handing out basically sticks of his hog glue here. So this is the moto specific kind of glue. I've actually had really good luck with using it in all sorts of applications. I was using it actually quite a bit when I was working down in North Carolina in 2019 in the summer there. I was there for about little over 2 months there working, and that's what we ended up using most of the time when I was there. So prior to that, I was using a lot of the I'll show you here. So a lot of this glue here. So this is the Glue Trax glue, also available from Anson. Never mind the dirty glue gun, but it still works really, really well. But I just have found another option as far as glues and different styles. And actually, right now in my regular Elimadent gun, I just have this in here. The hog glue in this glue gun because that's what I was using at the Dent Olympics competition, the tag team event, which we actually ended up getting a certificate for competing in that. So that was pretty cool as well. But what I'm getting at is we actually I've had really good luck using the Cam Auto glue available from Kiko. And obviously camauto.com, I believe, is their web URL, if I remember right. Anyway, so hey Gene, hey Billy. So just kind of walking around a couple other things we ended up picking up here. So another big release here was, now this is no new thing to the PDR industry if you're in the industry, but this is the Knockers tip available from edgytools.com, and they actually came out with these little caps or covers that you can actually snap on over top of these Knockdown here. That way you can use it as a basically, if you don't like the metal surface that it's used in, or it gets marred up or something like that, you could pop these little caps on here, and they're actually different hardnesses. So the black is the hardest I believe the orange is probably the second. Yeah, the orange is the middle, and then the green is the lightest one. Also picked up a Magnum XL hanger from Edgy Tools here. One thing that's nice with this is you can actually install your Carbon Tech hail rod into this, and that'll allow it to hang from a panel to gain leverage. I unfortunately don't have a hood or anything off that I can show this, but basically it just allows us to have a leverage point from a hole in a panel, so something like the bottom of a hood, for instance, or something for that matter. Another couple things, I ended up winning, actually, put my name in the PDR Tool Time tool booth, and I ended up winning a care package kind of here from VIP. So these guys make some really nice knockdowns, some of my favorites here. And then this is actually fitted with a ballistic tip, the Pee-wee tip from TDN Dent tools. So I ended up picking a couple more of these up from Anson PDR. These are available from TDN Dent tools from Woody as well. So these are like little knockdown tips. This is actually what I used in the Dent Olympics tag team event. So hey Riley, hey Cameron. And then with that kit, I actually ended up picking up a, with that winning kit, one of these hedgehog tips available from VIP. So I've heard a lot about these. Actually, I just listened to a podcast last night. I think it was PDR Tool Time, or it was Mike Toledo's Dent Time podcast. They were actually highlighting and talking about that. What that tip does, or the theory behind it is that that's actually supposed to, so it's got a bunch of little pits and it's kind of jaggedy looking. The idea behind that is to actually help shrink up the metal when we're pushing up a big dent. So say a dent comes up and it starts oil canning, or it starts flopping, kind of flopping up and down, and you can push on it and it pops back in, pops back out for that matter. This is supposed to help tighten up the metal so that that doesn't happen. So a couple other things for participating in the Dent Olympic Tag Team event. Dent Magic actually hooked us up with a whole bunch of glue sticks, tap downs, caps, covers, and some plugs and whatnot. That was very awesome of them. Another couple different things I ended up picking up. I'm already a really big fan of these, but these are the Kiko Dead Center glue pulling tabs here. These are the smaller ones. What are these? Are these the 9s? Yeah, these are the 9mm ones, so they're 9mm in the face diameter. I already have quite a few of them and they're already open, but I just wanted to get some extras as backup. These are the smaller ones. These are the 7mm. So we actually put glue on the edge of that tab there and physically pull up dents. Yes, we can get those smaller tabs. Actually, I've got 5mm that are a lot smaller than that we can actually glue on a panel and pull up. Another big thing that was already available, but I just purchased it. Actually, this is the Daniel Grom 144 hammer. So this is his specific hammer that he made up with Carbon Tech, who is the creator of this and our Carbon Tech hail rod. So that's them right there, carbontechpdrtools.com. He makes some fantastic stuff, and I've actually, in a minute here, I'm going to show you something else I picked up from Carbon Tech that's very brand new to the market here. Another thing I wanted to give a shout out to was a Dave Streen with Edgy Tools, his new catalog here. So he's been working very tirelessly on this. Actually, at the show, he was actually leaving the venue quite a bit early, and not, basically just really putting his all into this. So he's got quite a few different, all the tools that he sells. So it's basically a breakdown of everything that he sells, and it shows everything from, a customer testimonial there. There's Gene here talking about these tools. I actually used this one just today. I've used this one quite a bit in the past, but I honestly have never had a chance to actually use this. How ironic that I just happened to talk about it. But anyways, I ended up using this actually today with one of the tools I'm going to be showing you here in a minute. So anyway, so it's pretty cool that it just kind of, you can page through this thing here and see everything that they sell, a QR code that you can scan with your smartphone that'll bring it up on the website, so you can go right to it. He's got the pricing right here. I mean, I had no idea that it was going to be quite in this depth. As far as how it works so well. The catalog just literally shows everything that he sells and every option. So as you can see, the Wedge Light that we showed here just a few minutes ago, they're actually going to have it available in a few different colors. Right now, this is kind of the first release of that Wedge Light, so that's a pretty cool item there. So basically kind of touching in on what we are working on today. So, hey Tate, thanks for watching. We're actually working on Tate's vehicle right now. So, I've got the taillight out here, and we're actually working on trying to get this damage out here. So he, unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, but he went ice fishing, something that I need to be doing here soon. But he slid down the boat ramp and jackknifed his trailer into the side of his truck, which caused this pretty nasty gash right in the metal here. So kind of talked with him about some of the damage options here as far as getting this out and whatnot, and he actually brought us over some touch-up paint to go ahead and touch up the scratches and whatnot in here. So been working on this a little bit this morning, getting the bulk of this damage out. So one of the tools that actually helped me get a lot of this damage out was something that I just picked up with the last week. So this is the Carbon Tech Hail Rod. So that's what this tube here is. But this has got the new attachments called the pogo stick or the hustle stick attachments. So these actually clip in here, and it actually creates a foot. And man, I don't think I'm going to be able to do this one-handed. But what I did was I wrapped this around the edge of the inner panel there along that wheel well and physically pried on this. So I'm going to have to, unfortunately, not going to be able to shoot a video of it right now because I'm trying to hold the camera and show all this. But this is just another tool in the arsenal. I've been waiting a long time for this. I was really excited to hear that Todd came out with this stick here, so we can get more leverage and get more pulling power. I mean, it's traditionally what I would do is I would have just taken my slide hammer, hook that same tool onto here, like so, and it would have done an okay job, but hook that around the edge as seen here, and then slide this big weight area back and try to pull that out. Well, with the hustle stick attachment, or the pogo stick attachment, if you will, you can actually create a constant force on here. So what I do is again, I'm going to try to explain this the best I can in video. I set this on the tire, and I actually pull down on this and basically bend it downward like this way, and it pulls on this chain, and that pulls that wheel well out. So fortunately enough, I was able to get this last week and actually have it show up so I could use it on today's repair. So another couple tools I used today was the Shane Jack's Edge Jack. So what I do here is I actually wrap this around the panel. All right, I'm not gonna be able to do it one-handed, but anyways, what this does is this little device here, so it looks really weird. So what I do is I install this behind the panel like so, and then I put that mini lifter on there, and I squeeze the handle, and that actually, where that little needle point is, it's showing me where I'm pushing on the inside, and I squeeze it, and it pulls it forward and pushes the metal in. So that's how I'm able to do a edge style dent. So again, I'm going to try to, if you will, so I'll squeeze these black handles down here. Again, this is very difficult to do one-handed, but you get the idea. And then that actually pushes that metal out from the inside. So anyways, another thing I want to talk about is something we actually have been kind of working on in progress here is a motorcycle gas tank. So what we're working on here is a Hayabusa gas tank with a really big dent, as you can see, right up in there. So we're actually working on trying to get this mounted. Last week I spent quite a few hours actually trying to get this set up on our motorcycle tank vise, which is this device right here. What this is this actually is obviously bolted into the ground in the cement, and that allows me to mount motorcycle gas tanks to it, and then I can work on them. So once I get it all situated and hooked up there, I'm actually able to work on the tank without it moving or shifting around. The reason why you need these types of tools to do motorcycle dents is, well, fortunately and unfortunately, I have a perfect example. So this is a Harley Davidson 100th anniversary edition gas tank that came in last week. The biggest thing being is this special stripe on here. So I know now that I believe aftermarket, someplace in, I don't know, probably China or something, makes a version of this stripe. I don't know as far as how the quality of it is or anything like that, but that brings up a big option here is this tank cannot be repainted because back in the day anyways, I can't vouch for the aftermarket sticker company, but Harley Davidson does actually not sell that sticker to anybody. So what you have to do is if you get in a motorcycle wreck or you get this tank damaged, you actually have to go to Harley and buy a new tank. So this being a 2003, they don't actually even, I believe the customer said they don't even make the tank anymore. So he has to basically go out and try to find a used one, an undented one. Hey there, Ben. Hey there, Steven. How's it going, man? So what they actually have to do is physically replace the tank. Well, that's not a really good option because it's typically $1,800 to $2,400 to get a new gas tank for these motorcycles. So what you need to do, what we like to do is obviously perform paintless dent repair on these. Well, this customer unfortunately took it to another dent repair shop in Sioux Falls that does not have the adequate tools to push out motorcycle dents. So not only this device here, just to physically hold the damage, but also to the actual tools to physically push the damage out, as well as a constant heat and all that kind of stuff on it. So what they ended up getting was the shop ended up working on this just for a very short amount of time. And as you can see here, they actually cracked the paint and the decal here. So you can see all these little cracks in the clear and stuff like that, as well as they actually pushed in it in such basically unspecified spots that there's actually bubbles in the decal now because they didn't push it out uniform. So as you can see, this is really hard to show, but these stickers are actually sticking. See how it's actually popped off the metal now? So the sticker's completely ruined. So unfortunately, there's not really a whole lot we can do. We told the customer we tried to do an improvement with what we can, but it's very, very difficult to go about fixing damage, especially like this. I mean, it's physically impossible because there's paint's already damaged. So it wasn't damaged like that prior to it going to them. It wasn't damaged from the wreck or anything like that. It was physically damaged from a technician not knowing how to repair it, and probably more importantly, not having the right tools. I don't want to necessarily say I was a bad technician or anything like that, but it just not having the right equipment makes the repairs a lot harder. So yeah, I completely agree with Steve. If you don't have the right tools, just don't do it. I mean, that's why when I went ahead and purchased all the tools and stuff like that to do motorcycle tanks, if you guys are familiar with, in the dent repair industry, a lot of guys will say, man, if you're not 100% dedicated, you don't buy all the tools in the tank vise, just don't even bother doing tanks because it's just going to be such a nightmare for you. You're not going to have the right leverage. You're not going to be able to hold the tanks down how they need to be. Hey, what's up there, TC? So having all the right motorcycle dent tools is so important in doing dent repair on a motorcycle tank. So TC, just kind of showing you what we were just talking about here is this motorcycle tank was brought to another technician in town here, and they didn't have the right tools to do it, and they cracked the decal and they damaged it. Yeah, absolutely. Yep. I agree. Hey there, TC. Hey there. Thanks for the comment there, Steve. Yeah, I totally agree. To be honest with you, I mean, I've had work to where I'll turn it down. I've had motorcycle tanks come to me where it's just something extreme. I just can't do it. I don't feel comfortable doing it. I'm not going to put the customer in that kind of a position to being where, oh, well, we attempted it. Unless they're very adamant on me trying it, normally I'll just kind of point them in a different direction for another technician. I'll refer them to actually the technician that actually made all the motorcycle tools as well as the tank vise as well out in California, or another friend out in Georgia. So, that's why it's so important to have a good network of technicians that you work with that, I'm not going to be able to fix absolutely everything that comes to the door. It's just not necessarily always the case, unfortunately, as much as I'd like to. But I know technicians that might be able to, so I'm willing to send those customers to them in order to help them out. So yeah, you're absolutely right, TC. It takes the right tools to do the job. I mean, you and me know we worked on that Harley-Davidson tank at your shop there for I don't know how many hours, the two of us, and man, that was exhausting. And we had all the tools. Can you imagine trying to do that repair if we didn't have the tank vise and all that kind of stuff? So hey there, Don, how's it going, man? So anyway, just wanted to kind of show you that. And then, like I said, this is what we're going to be working on a little bit later. Probably get this mounted up and finished up today here is what I'm hoping for. So that's just a pretty good sized dent in this Hayabusa gas tank here, as you can see. So this was actually brought to a shop to have them paint it. The shop really didn't want to have to try to paint that if they could get away with us performing paintless dent repair. So they actually chose us to go ahead and do that. So Anyways, guys, I appreciate you sticking around and watching here. So I'm going to go ahead and keep working on the box side of this Ford F-150 that I'm working on today. If you've got any questions or anything about anything I've done or talked about today, feel free to go ahead and leave them in the comments. We'd be happy to answer them for you. And we look forward to seeing you on the next video. So, hey, Don, thanks again for everybody for watching, man. And TC, yeah, you have a good day as well. And everybody, you have a good day. Thank you. Bye-bye.